Good morning.
Morning, folks. We are just outside Tarsus. There's a hill behind us and there's a cave in it. So we're going to go and start a series of caves.
Why do all caves at the top of a hill? Why aren't caves at the bottom? Why can't I just drive up to the bottom of a hill, go in a cave? Why do we have to go to the top of the cave and then come down? Why?
Anyone would think that he's had to walk this. He hasn't. He's had to drive.
Anyway, we had a lovely week in Tarsus on the last week's video. But now it's time. We've had a week of chill.
Yes.
Now we're going to go and do stuff. So like Claire says, we're going to start with 2 caves.
Yay! I love caves. Let's go.
As you know, Claire loves a cave, and down we go. There were 6 holy youths who were being persecuted by the Romans. With the help of a shepherd, came to this cave, where they were basically bunked up for a few days to have a sleep. When they woke up, it was 309 years later. But one of the youths went to town to buy some food with coins he had, silver coins that were now antique, obviously 300 years old. The locals didn't believe him, so they came to the cave to have a look and found the 6 youths, the 7th being the shepherd, obviously long gone. They then went back to sleep and were vanished. God apparently took them away, and that's the story of the 7 Sleepers Cave. In memory of it, they built a mosque which is still in use today.
I've heard a slightly different version. Everything is exactly the same, except they woke up and one guy went to town to go and get his food, but when he returned, everybody had gone, and in their place was a nest of fledglings.
Oh, so it's one or the other of the stories. I don't know how far you can see. That goes down a very long way. There's no rails or handrails or fences anywhere. You can just crawl anywhere you like. I think it's really quite cool. People have been down there. You can see where it's shiny. For a girl who don't like a cave, she's climbing everywhere she can.
Conquer your fears. I'm still scared. I don't like it, but conquer your fears. Because if I didn't, you wouldn't see cool things like this.
And it is cool.
It is cool. The rock formations, the colours in here are phenomenal. The camera's not going to pick it up, but it is cool. And who doesn't like climbing around and things? Sorry, I got to stop. Oish, check him out. Hello. You are beautiful, but he does look a little bit scabby. So, up there is the cave and a mosque. And what isn't very obvious, unless you look, is this little bit here behind me. There's some tourist hat shops. And actually, there was some tourist hat in there we haven't seen before. So we went to one shop, bought something in another shop we wanted to buy, and we had to go and hunt the guy out. I've never been as unhassled
in a shop ever. And we pointed what we wanted, so he told me yes, those, and that's the price. Yeah, cool, yes, I want that one. Okay, and so he went and got his calculator and told me the price. I'm like, yes, I want that one. And then he went like, kind of which one? I went, that one. That was hard work. But got a couple of things we've not seen before. You've never been that hard at work for you to spend money before?
Ever. It's like
she can spend money, I promise you.
Oh, rich.
I know. Oh, well, poor by the time I finish with you. Let's go to the next cave.
Right, we have got some rain clouds coming. Time to move. You're going to want to know the name of this, aren't you?
If you know it. You know it?
Yeah, it's on the board over there.
Okay, we'll do that. So we've reached the second cave, which is only about 500 metres up the hill that way. This cave was only found a few years ago when they started digging the road. So it's relatively new. It was only opened about 10 years ago when they put lights and a walkway in. 450 metres underground is where we're going now. As you know, Claire loves a cave. So we're going to go in with Claire at the same time. Oh, it really, my goodness, it's warm in here. Wow. It says it's 18 to 20 degrees. My goodness, it's warm. Huh, look at this. Wow, so cool. Here she comes, entering the cave all by herself. I've just been dripped on.
More concerned about the temperature and the humidity. That is like walking into a wall of hot water as you come in.
It's lovely, isn't it?
There's no flash photography, which I don't understand. It almost doesn't look real. I don't know if it's the lighting, but it looks like a set.
A set from a space
Yeah.
alien cave.
So one of the reasons I don't like caves is the thought of everything above your head that could fall on your head. This is an example why that was attached to that. At some point that fell. It looks as though it fell a long time ago, but you don't know when these things are gonna fall. That's why I don't like them.
Oh, absolute space age looking. Yeah, it very much could be a set. These look like the tentacles of the mother alien coming down.
They're incredible. I'm sure the camera isn't picking this up, but it is stunning. Formations are awesome.
This isn't something you can normally do, but listen to the different noises they make. I love the way it sounds hollow. So here's a moral question for you. This cave is only 10 or 12 years since it's been found. They've obviously done work. They've had to hack at some of the rocks here, and it's obviously been thrown up there, so they could get a path down there. Now the moral question, I think, is should a cave like this be left untouched for future to be examined, or is it great that it's opened up for people to see? They've obviously had to do some damage to get the pathways in. So what do you think? Drop us a comment and tell us, should this be left natural, not touched, or should they put these pathways in and let us see it? Oh, I like this.
I don't, so I want you to stay with me because I don't like it.
See, now you can see here where the whole pathway has been dug out. So yeah, moral question. This has been dug out. This would have only been from sort of the light to the ceiling. I mean 3 or 4 foot, but they've dug a passageway here. So yeah, what do you think? Huh, look at that. Like Claire says, that looks like the sea. This goes on, it's a lot more than 450 metres by the feel of it. This is bloody brilliant for 80p each.
Smells like a tulip.
Maybe that's one of the rare cave pearls.
No, that's these little things. They're cave pearls. And they don't have it. Oh, look at the bridges on this. Oh, they're awesome.
I know they're going to put signs up saying no flash photography and these places are observed by camera, but why put it in front of the bit you want to see? This bit almost looks like a waterfall, but thousands and thousands of layers. I'll see if I can zoom in a minute. They look like thousands and thousands of layers of different rock.
Almost looks like that cardboard, packing cardboard that's been cross-shredded. So it's still, it would concertina out, it's still all attached, if that makes sense. I kind of want to get in there and pull it apart.
Almost around every single corner there's something more magical. And it's lit really well, it's quite nice in here. Like I say, for 80p, as a bargain.
Morning, folks. We parked up on the side of this road, which you can probably hear, on a beach car park. The beach is over there. I tried to have a swim this morning, but the waves were pretty big, so I gave up on that. But we've got ruins behind us that we know nothing about. There's no signs and there's no entrance, so we're going to go and have a little climb around and see what we can find. Tom's already flown the drone up, so we know that there's an amphitheatre and there's a load of buildings, so we're going to explore. The bad side of this kind of place, and I know it's not all Turkish people, because you see an awful lot of reviews from Turkish people complaining about it as well, but rubbish. I mean, at least there's a pile of it here, but there is rubbish absolutely everywhere, and I think that's just a thing in Turkey. There's just so much of it. And I was going to say the good side of it, but she's gone.
Round the corner.
Is she? There is a beautiful, beautiful black lab kind of dog here. She's so good-natured and she's lovely and she just wants to walk next to you and she wants loves. And then she sits there and she's like, she's giving her a pet. And I really want to take her home with me. Tom, stop me from doing it, please. It looks as though there is a little bit of restoration going on. There's some stuff going on there and you can't actually get to all of it. And there's some stones put into what looks like might be organised piles. It feels really odd to us that this kind of thing is left and not protected, not restored, etc, etc. But I do wonder, because it costs money to restore this kind of thing, so the local council probably needs some funding. But there is so much stuff in Turkey that's like this that there's a limit to how much money the government can throw at it, and it's obviously been done in priority order, is what we're assuming. You can see down here there's rows of stones laid out, obviously organised in some way. This is the main road that we slept next to. On the other side of the road there's more ruins, there's more behind us here, and then if you look over there, there's some into the rocks over there. It's like the modern town has been just built around what was here. It's very strange. Well, it's very strange to me that everything's just kind of littered around. We found some information about it. It was built in the 5th century. It was built in between two port cities as an administrative palace. So it was abandoned in the 6th, 7th century and then collapsed in the 13th century after an earthquake. But what happened to it? I don't believe it sat here for 600 years, abandoned and nothing happening.
The amphitheatre was built in the first half of the 1st century and contained 23 rows of seats, holding 2,300 people, with the stage here.
She's literally followed us the whole way round, and she's followed us across the main road, which did worry me a little bit. We did try to get her to stay the other side, but she followed us over, and she just demanded cuddles and strokes. Don't lick me, don't lick me.
You're going to get covered in flea bites later.
I've already got flea bites from those cats at the campsite. Oh, we've had a little bit of a gap since we last picked up the camera. That was an experience. We got chatting to a local who was out with his 2 sons at the amphitheatre, chatting away, and he offered to help us with all sorts of things. No thank you, no thank you. He said, let me show you the rest of the village. So we said, okay, let's do this. We're not very good at saying, yes, let's go and do these things, so let's go and do it. So we got into the car with him and his 2 sons that we found out are 11.
We wouldn't have gone if he hadn't had 2 sons with
I
him.
would not have got into a car with him, no. He was a nice guy. He's in tourism. He has an apartment. He was trying to sell us the apartment. So we know that he's a businessman, and he had the 2 kids with him. Seemed really friendly. The dog seemed to know him. The dog followed us up there and seemed to know him fine. So we got in the car and he drove us around the back of the village and showed us lots of really big tombs as the ruins carry on. But that was basically the graveyard that we went through, and that was fascinating. Then we went with him to his house. Now, the dog ran after the car the whole way around the village. Got down to the main road, the dog stopped. And we went to his place, which is a block of 4 apartment buildings.
Something like that.
And him and his 2 brothers and 2 sisters all have an apartment each in this block. And we went in and met his wife, and we had a cup of tea and a lovely chat. And then we got back to the van, and now we've come up to see the other set of ruins several hours later than we expected.
He insisted that we stay with him tonight, but I really don't want to get caught for 3 or 4 hours. I'm not because I don't like the hospitality. Hospitality was fantastic, lovely cup of tea, lovely family. I just don't feel right about spending hours with them. Talking about what? He hates the Russians, he hates Trump,
Yes.
he hates Putin.
Yes.
Other than that, I don't feel comfortable in spending that long with them. So we can't even go back to where we were last night.
No, it's funny. I think we're very British. I know Tom doesn't like it when I call him British, but we are. We're very bad at taking hospitality. We always think there's a catch. It was lovely. We normally wouldn't have done this, but I was like, no, come on, let's embrace some of this hospitality. And it was lovely, but he wants us to go back and stay there. We can have a shower in one of the apartments. We can use the washing machine, blah, blah, blah. And we looked on Park for Night. He is actually on Park for Night, and one person's put a thing on there, and there is space for the van there, but we wouldn't fit under one of the trees, really.
He'd want €35.
And he's
for it.
down as having €35, so we don't. If we stayed there, we don't know if we're then obliged to give him some money. Obviously, we're happy to pay our way, but €35 for a parking space is quite
And also,
a lot.
we don't need electric. We don't need a washing machine, and we don't need a shower, because we had a shower yesterday morning when we left Tarsus. We did all the washing. We've fully electriced up, so
We don't need all of that. And we were going to go back to that beach park up space, but he's telling us it might be dangerous because of the bad weather that's coming in tonight. So we're not sure what to do. Anyway, we're going to go and have a look at these ruins and then work out what we're going to do.
Yeah. So we've reached the second destination, and it's got 2 names.
The Turkish is Kanlıdivane.
And the second, the English, is Kanlıdivane.
I don't know why they're different.
Anyway, this is another settlement that was built round a sinkhole. It was built around the 1st century AD again, lasted for 200 or 300 years. Although there are settlements here from the 15th century as well, it's a dig that's currently still going on. They're finding stuff galore everywhere. I mean,
One of the things that our friend Haki told us as we go around is that there is a load of buildings set out that are for the archaeological digs that the students that come here every summer. So
Yeah.
they are doing work every summer.
of course, you don't want to be working in the winter when it's cold, wet and snowy, which it doesn't snow here, he said, very often at all. But you go that way over the mountains, half an hour, and you've got loads of snow. Anyway, let's go and see a pit.
Why would you want to build next to a really big hole? I get places being built next to the sea as a port, on rivers, for transport and for water, but what's the advantage of building next to this?
There is a lot of stuff here.
There's a walkway down. So in answer to my question as to why they built it here, there is actually, by the looks of it, a walkway down into the pit, and there are trees down there. So I'm going to assume that it was a good supply of water. So that would have been why they built here. Oh, there's 2 up there.
So, this is obviously a big pit that was dug, and these are obviously redone, these arches. But yeah, aren't they amazing? Hey Claire, do you want to be buried in something like this?
No thanks.
It could be arranged.
Oh, thanks. Only if you come with me. This is a husband and wife plot.
Oh yeah, I'll be going first. Oh, you're going before me anyway, so it's fine. So on this site, there are about 5 churches, all dotted around the whole. Like Claire says, why? Why would you build a building this big on the edge of a sinkhole that might collapse again? Who knows?
Obviously it hasn't collapsed, but I'd be a little bit worried about getting lost in the dark and falling down the hole.
What a thought.
Oi. Cheeky.
So there's one of the churches right on the edge. There's another on the edge here. Like we say, why? Why? And this one is built pretty much on the edge. Now you can see here actually, it is actually built right on the edge of the sinkhole.
Oh, which are all I want, thanks. Down the bottom there was a signpost up here to monumental tomb with 3 plants, and we thought, what 3 plants? There's lots of plants, it must be special trees. Come up here and it says monumental tomb with 3 pillars. So Google Translate didn't work for the woodworkman that did the sign down there. Makes sense now.
So she doesn't want to be buried in a big tomb. She's climbing into this little sarcophagi, we're going to call it.
It feels very weird being here. I feel like this set of bony hand is going to come over and tap me on the shoulder in a minute. I actually feel like this will be behind me, so I am moving. That is really creepy. Don't like it.
And one thing I wondered is, why would you want to be buried in a bath? Honestly. So I think this is an absolutely fascinating place. €3 each. Again, it's value for money. It's great. But there's not enough signpostage. You don't really know, other than the 4 or 5 churches and the 2 big tombs, there's no signs for anything. It's a shame really, because I'd love to know more about what was here and why. I guess if they're still doing the archaeology, digging and research, one day there might be. But as of today, there were 3 signs and that's it.
Yes.
We could do with more really.
Oh, olive pressing.
Olive pressing.
They did olive pressing here. We got that bit. But yeah, there's not a lot of info.
But definitely worth coming to visit.
Yeah.
You could walk around there for hours and hours. We've done an hour and a bit now, I suppose.
Hour and a half.
And as you can see, it's getting cloudy and dark, and the storm's going to come in tonight. So we are heading west.
Somewhere
West
that way.
For an hour, see where we end up.
Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. It's free and really helps us out. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to tell you when the next video is out. And join us on the next episode to see what madcap adventures we get up to. Who knows?